Welcome
to the J&O Show.
We talk about
courts get 66% reimbursement from your child support payments. How, Sway?
How, Sway?
Bruh, what are we talking about?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If I had a child and I can't take care of the baby, why should I be able to put the dad that's financially stable on child support? That's I don't feel as if that's fair.
In a sense where the dad is mentally prepared, financially stable, and willing and able to take on those children.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the mom should, if she doesn't do it on her own, which they won't, but if she doesn't do it on her own, I feel like the courts should award that father custody or at least temporary custody of the kid until the mom is able to get financially stable instead of awarding her child support so she could take care of the child with his money.
Usually I would try to let you get in there. The first thing I'm going to say about that is she gave too many caveats.
Too many if-ands.
Yeah. Not only do he got to have the money, he also got to be mentally prepared and he got to be willing and able. We don't even ask that of the mom. It's, you got a kid now, get over yourself, get the job done.
Mm.
I think that we need to have that same energy for the dude because we're talking about equality, right? We still need to figure out what we want. We still haven't figured it out. We don't know if we want preferential treatment based on gender roles or if we want equality because right now we're trying to do a little bit of both and it don't work because when you take these ideas to their end, we don't like where it ends up at.
Right.
You can't be picking and choosing when you want to be equal and when you don't. So if we want to really have equality, we need to take it to its end and we need to be like, all right, bro, you got a kid now. Suck it up. We've got to give you 50-50 custody unless we find out that there's something way off and you just really can't handle it. The same way that we do to the women. Keep the same energy. That's what it needs to be. The reality is we wouldn't even be in this situation if we weren't out here fornicating. Yep. If we were not all falling victim to the walls, we wouldn't be in this situation. I know, I get it. The walls are magically delicious. But that means nothing. That means nothing. We see all of these stats, and here's the thing that kills me. We see all of these stats about how bad it is to have fatherless homes, and then we see the stats, the ones that are available, because there's not as many motherless homes. The ones that are available say that the kids turn out better in a motherless home than in a fatherless home, but yet we still defer to a fatherless home. And there's a reason for that, because men teach discipline, they teach order, they teach schedule, they teach all of the things that keep you out of jail, they keep you off drugs, they teach you that stuff. Now, here's where the fall is. When the mom's missing, you're missing emotional stability. You're missing compassion. You're missing ability to be empathetic. You're a colder person. You're more closed off to anything dealing with emotions, which then makes it harder for you to have relationships with people. So it does have an effect, but it's not the same effect.
It's a different type of
effect. It's a different type of effect, right? But me personally, you having emotional problems, I'd rather you have emotional problems and have problems dealing with that and getting into relationships than you out here committing crimes and going to jail and being broke and being a menace to society. Just from a societal perspective, they're both bad, but we already know where it ends. We have the stats. Do you have anything to add before we finish the clip?
No.
No, you ain't got nothing to add.
Now the ladies are starting to put it together. It's because of something called Title 4D. And Title 4D makes it so that the government reimburses the state 66% of every dollar they collect in child support. Not only that, but the family court judges that collect the child support are incentivized to do so because part of that money goes into their retirement fund. So these judges are incentivized to give the women the children no matter what situation the woman's in because they collect money from child support. Before Title 4D was passed, almost every custody battle ended in 50-50 custody because the judges weren't incentivized to collect child support, and also statistically speaking, the kids do far better when both parents are involved. So the reason they mindlessly give the kids to the woman in almost every child custody case is because they get 66% of every dollar they collect in child support.
That is like just so, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It's just so, it's disgusting. It's just messed up on so many levels. Like, really?
Okay, so I'm trying to do a quick look up to see if I could see that that's an accurate representation of what Title 4D is. I don't see anything straight up. Even if that is 100% what it actually is, what they're going to do is they're going to hide it under language. Just like a lot of times we hear politicians going back and forth. Well, you didn't pass this bill for us to close the borders, and now we have these border situations, and they'll be like, y'all yelling about the borders, but you didn't sign the bill that we passed. And they won't tell you that in the bill that they passed, they actually put all of these sneaky little legislations in there that they were trying to get through that they would never be able to get through on their own. And then they shut the whole bill down because they're trying to be sneaky and sneak things in there. If what he is saying is true,
that's just
that is crazy. Crazy. Absolutely insane. It's one thing for the state to be reimbursed, because if that's happening, you know that the judges are going to be incentivized by whoever is above them to get this done so that we can get this reimbursement.
Right.
From the federal government to the state government, which is, I assume, what it's doing. But then the fact that a certain portion is going into the judge's retirement fund.
What?
What are we talking about right now? All right, guys, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to hit the subscribe button. I need you to hit the notification button. I need you to hit all the buttons. Thank you. All right, look, y'all keep fornicating. Right? Y'all keep fornicating. Mind you, I was fornicating before I got married too. So I'm not really kicking you back in. I'm just being honest about it. I'm being very, very honest because I got in trouble for what I was doing. Okay? Y'all getting in trouble for what y'all are doing. Y'all keep on deciding to have kids and not get married. Y'all keep on deciding to be stuck on a lot of these selfish mindsets that we have instead of being more communal and trying to work on your relationships. And this is what we get. We get to have the state in there deciding the fate of our family and the fate of our children,
which should never be the case,
based on money that comes into their pockets. That makes perfect sense, y'all. Let's just keep on doing that. Let's not make any changes. Let's keep it just the way it is. Hey, a lot of us are willing to do it just so that we can have the freedom that comes with being able to use our kid against the person because we mad at them now. We like having the freedom to continue to have reasons to hate men. All of this stuff. The reasons why we're in this situation, like when you start digging into it, there's so much work that has to be done on the back end. We talk about generational curses, and most people, when they talk about that, they're talking about money because that's all anybody needs worried about nowadays is money.
They're not thinking about their family.
Bruh.
And the brokenness that's being passed down from generation to generation. That's worse than being broke, if you ask me. And
it's a lot of mess, especially in our community, because of the things that happened with going all the way back to the 70s and the 60s. People coming out of war, they jacked up. They're looking for any way out of it. Then they started introducing drugs and peace and love and all of that other stuff after the war. But now everybody's hooked on drugs. But they're hooked on drugs instead of going to get therapy. And then they getting locked up in the 80s. And then the woman is left on their own. And then they became super independent the end of the 80s into the 90s. And then in the 2000s, they started, when the time came for the men to try to rebound from all of the damage, from all of the stuff that had happened to them, the women ain't willing to give up the power. Also, there's no trust there because where were you? So there's all of that stuff. And then there's some women who just, hate men because they pick trash men. It's so many different things that all of this stuff is pouring in from. And we haven't really taken the time to sit and unpack all of that stuff either. A lot of us are dealing with the effects of what happened to our parents and our families during the war and being drafted, Vietnam and things like that. We're still dealing with the effects of that thing that happened 2 generations ago.
Yep.
We're still dealing with those effects because they had long-lasting, heavy effects on people, and we didn't get help.
And then to top it all off, we taking Jesus out the equation as well.
Oh my gosh, don't even start with that one.
So there you go. The main entity that can help with all this, everybody throwing him away.
They don't want him. We don't need him no more. So this is what we got. But that's crazy. They got a 66% reimbursement for every dollar.
That's insane.
That is made through child support. Because the reality is the family court law should have been changed because the society that existed when all of this was happening, where they needed help, because women, they weren't allowed to really have the same opportunities in the job field and all of that other stuff. We not there no more. We not. I mean, I know a lot of people be like, yes, we are. No, we not.
It ain't the
we
same.
Really not. You can't have the mindset that women are winning and we're doing so much better than all you guys, but at the same time, we're still oppressed. It's one or the other. You can't be doing both.
Yeah.
You got to figure out which side of the fight you really land on. A lot of times people just talk without thinking whether or not it actually makes sense just because they're mad at men. And now men that got mad at me. They screaming back, and now it's just this.
Everybody just mad.
Everybody just mad and yelling
big
at each
mad.
other. Mad because we can't coexist together
And we can.
peacefully.
We can.
It's just crazy. But I don't know. Some people gonna get it, some people not. I think that it's only gonna continue to get worse. I think that is bananas for that to be something that happens in the child support system. But I would say look it up for yourself, because they don't have anything. Like, I'm looking it up and they don't have anything that says what it really is. From what I can tell, it's not giving you a clear cut. It's definitely not saying it the way that he is. But if he was right, that's crazy. I guess that's my final word.
I don't really have nothing to say other than that.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That's crazy. And if you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up so that way YouTube know that you appreciate what we're putting down.
That's a lot of... Anyway.
That's going to be it for today, guys. Right. Go ahead and do what you got to do. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Press the off button.